So, obviously the difference in the guillotine and the arm-in guillotine is connection. You're much more connected with the guillotine, so it'll be more high percentage, but then you've less options because you have to get an arm inside. So if you have the arm-in guillotine and you mess up, you can't switch back to the anaconda and the darce because there's an arm inside. But let's look at how to finish the arm-in guillotine. It is a wee bit trickier at beginner level, and more than likely, let's just look at the guillotine basics. So let's just say you don't even have the head and arm. Let's just say I have this on card. Okay. For me to finish, it's just never going to happen because, like, as I raise up to get connection, card raises up with me. That makes sense, yeah. And then what he can actually do is he can throw his right arm over my left shoulder. So now I make a grip, so the way I can't raise anymore. You know, and if he bends me over, he can walk around to the side. My legs are his head isn't on, if that makes sense. So getting snagged in a guillotine isn't that dangerous. Alright, notice the way also if I'm here, if I sit back to pull guard, Car's going to tuck his chin, and now from there as I sit back, his hands are just monitoring my knees. I need guard. For me to get the choke, I physically need to have him in this position where I can stretch him away and get it, or a more modern way of hitting it would be from here. But it's the same thing. You know, I have to physically move his hips back. Does that make sense? Yeah? But getting from the front headlock position to the guillotine is very difficult. Because now with Carl tucking his chin, I have the chin strap and I'm just not there, plus he's hand fighting. But if he feels I'm about to pull guard, his hands should be just like monitoring my two knees. And when I sit back to try and pull guard, he always wants to run to the side that his head isn't on. If you go to the side your head is on, you want to take the rest of the night off. So watch from there as I sit back, he's just running around and beating, and then I end up there. That sucks. So, same principle for the arm and guillotine as well. So we want to be thinking about raising our hips, that's the detail. So anytime I will be going for the arm and guillotine, because I'm a righty and I like guillotining people with my right arm, that's the front headlock position I want. So I have connection with my on the chin, second hand comes under. So how are we going to get the bite with this part of my wrist? The detail is I'm going to raise my right elbow, which in turn turns Carl's chin towards you, exposing the beard. Alright? You can see his big beard, and now from that position, notice the way my elbow's high, I just punch that in. So I've got then the connection from here till the sharp bit of my wrist underneath his larynx. But again, the problem is pulling guard. Alright, so as I try, even if I go to do that more modern version and get my foot on the hip and get my leg over, Carl's aware of that, even though I've got connection. This is why you want to have this ability that there's no way, even though I'm on the larynx or even from here, if Carl just raises up, I'm not going to choke him out. And his hands need to be where they want to be, where monitoring my legs. So even when I try to sit back and get my foot on his hip, he's already running around. So the detail is, you gotta put in. And my foot is going to make a connection on his hip before my foot hits the mat. So we're in our double chin strap position. To get the bite on the neck, we're going to raise our elbow and then get the bite. Watch. From here, my left foot's coming up and I engage my hips. Now, before my butt hits the mat, my right foot is going in his hip. That's the detail. Now obviously from there, my right foot stops Carl running around to the other side. Doesn't matter where he goes, trying to jump over, bro. It's not going to happen. And the left leg comes over to stop him rolling over his shoulder. Try to roll over. Alright, let's look at finishing concepts. 3 things we want to be thinking about. From here, I'm pulling my fist into my armpit. That's the first thing. Okay. Then I turn so the back of my hand exposes the fat part while it's under your chin. Right? Now most people, when they have a guillotine, will turn the head this way. The problem with that is because there's an arm in the junction So when I try to turn that way, my own left forearm restricts the choke. So the detail on the head and arm guillotine is I physically turn the other way. So 3 pressures, fist to your armpit as you turn, okay, and then we are going the other, we're not leaning into the choke, we're actually going the other way. So your left elbow's coming down, and that fills that space. So from the front headlock position, okay, for here, we want to get the bite, so I raise my elbow, and now I've got the bite. Foot comes up, hip comes in, that's the detail. And now there'll be none of those mistakes like you sit back and pull guard and guard's head slipping out. If that makes sense. If your hips are engaged and you're there, there's no space here. And now it's a race. My foot hits the mat, or hits its hip before my butt. Okay. Once I'm in that position, fist into your armpit. Try them all singly. So it's just there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. So when you do them all together, it's in. If that makes sense. Let's just get another angle now. So from the front headlock position, I have the chin strap, second chin strap, okay? I'm putting weight and pressure on him as well. Remember, anytime you're in front of your opponent, Carl can try and double leg me. Go. Double leg me. So your knees come off the mat, but only when he's driving. Does that make sense? So again, from here. Now watch what happens. So I'm in the double chin strap position. Now I want bite. So I raise my right elbow, and then I have the bite. Okay? Once I'm there, when I raise my hips and my foot comes up, I replace my head with my belly. So my belly's pushing down on the shoulders. Does that make sense? And now it's all about me getting my foot in this hip before my ass hits the mat. Then the leg comes over, and then I do the 3 pressures. So, and if you've connection, you don't even need 3 pressures, okay? Let's try that.